Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Well, I guess I haven't made a video for the last few weeks, so I figured I would share with you guys a bunch of the small batch published occult authors or publishers I've ordered from. I've got somewhere around 16 different books on my desk right now to show you guys. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different publishers. So let me just show you. So the first one is not exactly small batch. You can find them on Amazon. We have Taschen Publishing. I believe I showed the tarot before. This lovely book, great example, great reference for tarot. And since I liked this one so much, I saw they made a sequel or another in the series of the Library of Esoterica for astrology and picked it up. This came out fairly recently, but I was just like, yeah, the quality was so good on the first one, I'm grabbing it. That said, most of the rest of this stuff I have, so I have been interested in just religion for a long time, different religions, different cultures, stuff like that. One of the best ways for me to experience a new culture is to understand their religious beliefs and trying not to shy away from anything that could be seen as negative by others. Just kind of removing my comfort zone, just trying not to have one, and just learning more about the world. So a lot of this stuff is probably uncomfortable for some people. I've got an entire series of Luciferian stuff that I'll discuss at the end. I have, I think one of these is Luciferian. This is Theon Publishing. I've got Underworld, which is, well, we'll get into it in a minute. Ferocious, which I believe is a tantric book, which will go along well with some of my Hindu studies. And then I have Of Cosmogoic Eros, which I believe is Luciferian or Goethic or something. I haven't gone through it yet. I got these in 2 days ago, so I haven't gone through them. I did a brief, does this look good, when I ordered them, but it's been months, so bear with me. I believe this is Ixaxaar. I don't know how to pronounce this. Ixaxaar, I believe. This is a Nordic rune based book. So I'll discuss that after the Theon Publishing books. And then I have Whisperings from the Void by Aeon Sophia Press. This came in with an order from another publisher because I haven't actually ordered directly from Aeon Sophia Press yet. Probably will grab some of their books in the near future, but not to you. You guys probably won't see it in the near future because it takes like months to get here. I'm still waiting on like 5 other publishers to come in. So here we have Fall of Man, I believe, and I just kind of wanted, like, I ordered all of these in one order, but I wanted to show people the variation between different books that they publish, because like the quality for these is vastly different. So from book to book, you have this one, the Key of Zin bin Avram. This one feels kind of like foam, but looks like leather. Not sure what it is. It feels nice. We'll get into it in a bit. And then this one, this is a runic themed book, I believe. Also by Fall of Man. It's very thin. And this is cloth bound, for sure, with a little slipcase, which is interesting. And then we have one that's just in a normal slick paper with a actual, I forget what this is called, like embossed, gold embossed. I don't know if it's actual gold or if it's paint. It looks more like paint, to be honest. Not the point though. And then we have this one, which is, this feels kind of, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I know this appears to be leather. This feels like a really soft cloth. I don't know what it is though. The Abyss, this is a Goethic book. It comes with its own little bookmark. Here we go. We can go over that in a bit. And just to show you guys, I had two. You may recognize Fall of Man because I had two previously, the Ixaxaar series, and I think some more that are over here on the back shelf. Were all from Fall of Man. And then the last one, all by Mark Allen Smith, we have Primal Craft books. I haven't seen anybody review these, so I thought there should be some interest by people who've seen the Miskatonic Books store, and they're in a couple of different stores. These are all Luciferian books, as evidenced by their titles. We have Queen of Hell, the Red King, the Scorpion God. They're all Luciferian stuff. It's interesting. I've read through most of this one, got distracted, got new books in, but yeah, it just wasn't something that I wanted to go through at the moment. But so far it's been an interesting read, kind of like the Ixaxaar, the Tantric book, just a different perspective to see things through. So let's start back at the beginning. We have the Taschen, kind of, I'll drop links for all these publishers where I got them. In case anybody's actually interested, none of them sponsor me. It doesn't matter one way or another. If you like the book, you like the book. So we have the tarot book. This one was very well illustrated. Go on. Please don't do that. The gold on the front is very well embossed. Everything that's gold is actually sunken into the book. It's actually, it's like, I don't know how to describe that, but it's like sunken in. It's not actually, it's not just like printed on there. So we've got the same end page on both of these. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you've got your all the different cards, the major arcana, and just this. Yep, can't show that. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, some of these are gonna have like nudity and stuff. This one does too. So you can't show all of it. Here's the lovers in a non-nude form. But yeah, there's different examples of all the cards, what their meaning could be, the symbology behind it in different cultures. It's a very interesting read on tarot. If you have no experience with tarot or very limited experience with tarot, and you want another point of view, this is well illustrated. It may not explain things exactly as you'd like, but it does illustrate things very well. Let me see. So it'll shed. Yeah, so it has like this, where it'll say the symbology, the attributes, and it has a bunch of different examples of that tarot card. There's like 6 pages of examples. And then the one I just saw had an excerpt from A.E. White and what he believes the card means. And then we have Astrology from the same series. This came out a month or so ago-ish. And I picked it right up because I like the quality of the tarot books so much. And so same end paper. Here's the title page. It's also illustrated very well. Nice full color illustrations throughout. It's bound pretty well. It's got the as above, so below. Same as quoted many Times and many other places. So yeah, it's just all kinds of very nice illustrations. 1 year cycle of the sun. So yeah, this is interesting. If you're into astrology, then consider picking it up. It's nice. It's not as difficult to get to as the rest of these publishers, which are not on Amazon for sure. Hey, can you go, please? Or come here. That's fine too. All right. So next we've got the Aeon Publishing set. So the first one, Underworld. Here's your cover. This is a cloth bound. I think, yeah, the Ferocious is also cloth bound. It's got a nice shiny end paper. I don't know if this picks up on camera. This one's from 2018. So it talks about all the different traditions of the underworlds here. So you have Babylonian tradition, Greco-Roman, Celtic, Vedic, Germanic, Aztec, and then it goes through chthonic gods, a bunch of different deities, same as before. We have Aztec, Babylonian, Germanic, Greco-Roman, Celtic, Indian, necromancy, and then the conclusion. So this is mostly, as far as I can tell, there are very few illustrations. It's just straight information for the most part. This says figure 1. I don't know if that's figure 1 for the chapter, because I just got these in, so I haven't been through them. But I found an illustration. Not bad, black and white. Let's see here. Figure 5. Yeah, so that was probably actually figure 1, like halfway through the book. So figure 5, Hell. So, interesting. Or at least I was interested in the concept. Then we have Ferocious, a folk tantric manual. Similar to the Abhijara, kind of Hindu influenced, or Hindu based books. Nice shiny end papers again. Seems like they keep about the same standard of work. Here's the end paper. Folk, Tantra, and the Matrikas. So with most of these, if you don't actually know anything about Hinduism, most of the tantric books are not going to be overly helpful. Speaking from experience, brief familiarization with Hindu gods, goddesses is pretty much required to enter this type of stuff. Most of them don't really explain it. This one might, I don't know because I haven't been through it, but most of them aren't really introductory material. Yeah, this is from thumbing through it. Seems to also be, yeah, Hindu based. No nipples on this one, so I can show it. Andrew. This kind of art style. 4 arms, 6 arms, different variations. Brahmi, yeah, the god of, no, it's Brahma, it might be the same, the god of creation for the Hindus. So yeah, there's so far from what I'm seeing, this is fairly familiar to me, but I don't think that people who are unfamiliar with Hindu concepts would probably pick this up very easily. If you want that, I've got a paperback Agora that kind of introduces this stuff. I don't know, it's hard to get into for Western culture. And then Of Cosmogonic Eros. So this is the slipcase. It's goat head. Looks like a ritual going on here. Yeah, so 3 guesses as to what this one's about. Here's the, ooh, nice shiny, looks like silver embossed. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. That's nice. And then here's the title on the, without the slipcase, in case anybody was interested in that. Not slipcase, whatever this thing's called. Here's your end paper. What is it called? Well, can't show you the title page because there's titties. But table of contents, we've got consideration of terms, Eros concept of antiquity, elemental Eros. It looks like mostly sex-based stuff. Unless I misunderstand that word. Let's see. They don't seem too keen on extraneous illustrations, so I doubt this book will have that much either. So this seems to be based like rituals. What's this? On the Eros concept of antiquity. Yeah, so it's talking about love. Yeah, it does not appear to be, at least flipping through this, there do not appear to be any illustrations. So if that's what you like in your books, this might not be the one for you, outside of the illustration on the front. But unfortunately, I don't know the entirety of, I assume this is just an occult view of love. So I believe next I promised you guys the Ixaxaar, I don't know, this runic book. So it's got this nice little embossed, barely visible symbol on the front. I believe it's in a series because it says 4, so who knows. Here's your end paper. I don't know, I like end papers. They're important to me, so if you guys don't, sorry. This one released in 2020. Svarfonst. Looks like of Germanic origin. On Norse, Theion, and Swedish sorcery. And then a glossary of terms in the very beginning. Illustrations. So this has a list of illustrations, and there are a total of 6. Interesting. I believe this is Swedish. Yeah, in Old Sweden. So it's going through a history of runes and stuff like that. Something that I'd already been through in a couple of these books. The Odin books, though they didn't really go into the runes in such detail. I did read a couple of runic books, so it has illustrations, but I think what it means is full illustrations, because it has illustrations of the runes throughout, in the chapter titles. Yeah, it has little runic examples, so it does have little things to keep you, for me, illustrations kind of tie the lesson to that image, which is a little easier just to associate something with the lesson. So, but yeah, looks interesting. Let's see here, do I have another? Yes, let's start with, so no. I'm skipping one. The Aeon Sophia press. So this is a large book. This is kind of like the standard. Actually, I have a. Oh, this is below A4. I don't know what this is. But that's kind of like a standard, larger book. That's a book. And It's got this nice, I think I've actually made a book cover out of this in-paper material right here. I'll bring it over in a sec. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but at the very end I'll show like a sneak preview, because I started binding little journals, and then I started binding my first book, just for practice, because some of these are only available in PDF unless you want to pay like $500 for the historical version. This is 500 hand-numbered copies. I have number 92. Whisperings from the Void. So far, that's interesting. There's just a dot in the center of this page. Just a dot. I'm fairly certain that's intentional. Just a dot. So this one, it's got the I, as in I the letter, dash I in quotations, and then I as in I. Interesting. So this is a book of witchcraft, I believe, because in the introduction here it says, since foot's first fall upon the sorceress path and the ways of the witch, I have sought via word, and so on, so on. So yeah, it seems like this is a book on witchcraft. You know. Ooh, that's what I'm... So the I. Should be an interesting read. Yeah. Ooh. The void womb of the feminine eternal. Okay. I like the illustration. It sticks out. Black and red. Yeah. The text is super big though. It's like baby's first witchcraft book. I'm kidding. But the text is super big. This could definitely be shrunken down. I might have actually bought the extra large copy on purpose, and now I'm making fun of it for some reason. But it's nice. So let's put this away and get into the Fall of Man books. So this one, we're going to start with the Runic book. We've got a slipcase here, like a cloth, nice cloth slipcase. We've got this, so it seems like the Fall of Man books, it looks like they actually do, just like the Primal Craft books we'll look at in a minute, it looks like they do actually do like the silver embossing, like actual silver, because the sprinkles of it are all over this book. I don't know yet. I think you can tell. Which means it'll probably rub off in time. I don't know if they paint this on or what, but like on the back of this book, it's kind of like for the other publisher, not for this one. But you see the symbol here, part of the gold embossing has worn off, just because I've been carrying it around in my bag, because I've been reading other things, but I wanted to have it on hand, just in case I finished a book. So yeah. This one is rather small. We've got the end papers here. This is so light. I really should just read this to knock it out. But right now I'm going through mostly Hindu things and tantric things. So I wanted to kind of close out that section because I didn't understand enough about the tantric stuff to actually finish the Abchihara book by the same publisher, by Fall of Man. So I'm going through other things to gain some more insight and then reattack that later. But if you're looking for an introduction to Norse things, or, you know, it's not an interesting read, but it's a very well put together read. If you're just looking for information, I discussed it previously, the Hanged God, Odin, by, who is that? Anathema Publishing, my favorite small batch publisher so far. So this says it's the 3rd edition. It has, I don't get why they did this, the giant symbol printed over the title, but whatever. 32 out of 90. So this book's purpose is to explore the origins, beings, locations, stories, and the runic secrets of the night side of Norse mythology. It's obtained through personal study, years of extensive research, and the author's own spiritual practice. So, from their studies and conversations with individuals with credible knowledge on the subjects discussed within. Interesting. And then there's a preface to the 2nd edition following this. We have first chapter, Blood of the Old Ones. You can see the dog in the background. Eva, come here. What you doing? Come here. Hey, baby. Just being dumb. Hey, baby girl. Say hi. Demon, you want to come here? Come here. Up, up. Nope. Okay. Up, up. There we go. Hey, baby girl. She's so pretty. She's a good dog. Sorry, sometimes I just have to appreciate the dog. So, continuing, Blood of the Old Ones. We've got the Scorching Powers. Interesting stuff. Different small examples of runes. Ooh. Frimigan, the Frost Powers. Looks like a tarot card for death, to be honest. But it's a well. The spring underground. Rune at the bottom. Looks pretty well put together. I'll definitely read it fairly soon. Oh, I think this is the title. This looks like... I've seen this. The Frozen Heart of Gulfik. I've seen that before for sure. Is that on my Project Rune book? I don't know, I've seen it. Anyway. So yeah, this is definitely going to be something I'm going to get into. This came in maybe a week ago. So I haven't, I ordered from a bunch of different publishers a few months ago and they all just started coming in. This one was waiting on shipping, I believe. So I had to wait on this book specifically from the order of 4 books. So that's what the hold up, I ordered these in November, December, something like that. What do you do with a drunken sailor? So, I'm not drunk. Oh well, I'll fix it later. So The Abyss, this is a Goethic book, I believe. It's a nice, soft cover. I don't know what this is made out of. I should know. But the quality is a lot different on all of these different books. So the Abyss, I don't know what edition I bought. I'll figure that out later. Hey! Stop. This looks like what happens when I hand bind things. It's very wraith for the end paper. It's got this just kind of normal paper. Then here's your angel knocking you off of the abyss. Yeah, it says, praise be King Belial who lifted me up by the hand. Especially thanks to the very few friends and several foes personifying my angel have brought me to the brink of the abyss. Their names need not be mentioned. Alright. So it has a Bible verse here. It has a thing that says Belial. Kind of like the abracadabra you see in other books. This is copy 47 of 72 copies printed. Hey, Take that somewhere else. Kiss of Death, Sacrifice, Gnosis of Suffering, Shadowed, A Bestiary of the Abyss, Babe of the Abyss, Towards Saturn and the Stars. Yeah, so apart from those of us who were driven to magic and the occult due to an irresistible calling, with all its onuses and bonuses, and which I assume to be a minority, most of us resort to magic to try to attain a degree of control over the many aspects of our reality, subjective and objective. Interesting viewpoints from the author. I'd be inclined to agree. People who are interested in this. I personally do it out of just trying to learn about the world around me and the views of those around me. Specifically the smaller cultures that are not as well known, just because I feel like it creates a more well-rounded viewpoint. But some people do it trying to seek out money. Some people do it trying to seek out just kind of power, seek out some sort of gain, like some sort of survivability. And some just do it to learn. A monkey in a suit with a skeleton. Welcome to the Abyss. Enjoy your stay. Catabasis, the Kiss of Death. So yeah. This one seems like it's delving into the dark side, if my comparison is correct. That's what they mean by the Abyss. Let me put the bookmark back in. I figure I won't separate this side. And then we have Arbor de Magistra. So here's a nice, decent end paper. Hey. It's a very soft title for whatever it is. It feels kind of like just like normal paper, but it's very soft. I can appreciate it. Table of contents. So this is kind of like the same as the Abhichara book, where like the table of contents is just kind of, I mean, at least this one has an illustration. But their formatting is like way on the edge and very small text. So it's a lot to get through for one page. If you're the type of person who sees your library and you're like, I have so much to get through, and like it feels like the pages just kind of drag on because there's so much more text per page on this publisher for the most part. This is interesting. A bunch of different, the Grimoire of Etheric Evocation. So this is Solomonic magic, but it's a bunch of different languages is what it appears to be. Interesting for sure. What else do we have? Well, it's just gonna keep going with that, huh? We've got an appendix, more appendices, the etheric rites. Interesting. So it's got a bunch of different information and different topics. It appears to be mostly rituals, or information about rituals, or some outer order initiations. Yeah, sex magic rituals at the very end. Well played. Should be a fairly quick read, due to the nature of like having so many different foreign languages and translations and stuff. Just kind of. Anyway, then we have this one, the one that's got this nice, not pentagram anyway, but this nice. But I like the end papers on this. The end papers were really nice. I'm fairly certain these are just printed, because this looks like an artistic piece, but it's nice. either way, if it's printed or if it's made. Now let's see here. Yeah, it definitely looks printed. I can't. Yeah, because it looks like it's on. I don't know if you can see that, but right here, it looks like it's on canvas, and this is definitely not canvas. Like the pattern. See here, is this an exact? Yes. Okay. So it's exactly the same on both sides of this paper, or reflected, which wouldn't happen with if you made in papers the old style. Oh, here's the table of contents style that I was talking about earlier. This is more like it. Let's see here. The table of contents in this one is just kind of like. Anyway. So this book is on it's a Goethic book. It quotes Crowley in the beginning, of which I have a few references. I have Gems from the Equinox. I have Aleister Crowley Magic here. For Dubo, I've got a couple of things over here for Crowley and stuff like that. And Goethic stuff, like the Goetha of Dr. Rudd over here, if you can see that. Probably can't, but still. Forget this and you will attain nothing and you will learn nothing, which you already, already you have learned something. Preface for the Spiritualists. So this is Goethic magic related to Solomon, stuff like that. A catalog of Goethic spirits, just more variations on kind of the similar concepts I've seen in other stuff. Each person adapts these things to their own praxis, so if you get into this type of stuff, you'll see the same deities or same spirits evoked in different ways. It just happens. So yeah, last we've got the Luciferian books. Let me put these over here. So the first one we've got is Queen of Hell. They're all by Mark Allen Smith. They all have this type of embossing on the front and the back. So front and back. So the sigil on the back is like one of the sigils of the person they're talking about. So this is a sigil of the Queen of Hell. The author basically... Hey, go, get out, go. Yeah, so it looks like they have 3 different editions. There was first edition in 2010, Nightside edition 2017, Inner Sanctum in 2020. So this is dedicated to Hecate. Let me see. Hecate. They've got something similar to the Kabbalah in here. The night side of the Kabbalah, the dark side, whatever you want to call it. Is this? Interesting. But it looks like these are kind of hand pressed because this looks similar to the ones that I make. Like I don't have enough pressure to do this to the pages, but I know what it looks like. Because I've been looking through book tutorials. This one was interesting. It's just kind of a different viewpoint on the same concepts as many things. A lot of these seem to be speaking about the same concepts of deities, the same concepts of spirits that are just represented by different terms. Like you can equate it's not a direct equation, right? But you can equate similar concepts to Lucifer and Shiva, and then, like, yeah, a lot of it's very similar from what I've noticed so far. This book goes through mostly just the Queen of Hell and the relation of the Queen of Hell to other, like the it says Prince of Darkness, Lord of Light, Lucifer. So the relation to Lucifer, sigils, and then it goes through all the other demons. So it's got Belial. It just goes through like describe. So this is, I asked the publisher when I got this, hey, do I need any other introductory material? And he suggested an introduction to witchcraft before grabbing this, and I was like, so I picked it up. But honestly, that came after this did, and I was like, yeah, this seems like an introductory book, so it wasn't a big deal. Now we have the Crown Prince of the Sabbath. Here's front cover we saw earlier, back cover, title. All of these are bound similarly. You've just got like this thin layer of cloth that goes between the covers. That's just continuing the cover. Here's some seals. So this book, this is all a series. I believe all 4 of these are related. This is the 3rd volume of The Way of Sacrifice. So what was the first, or what was the second? I don't think this one's related. Was this it? 2nd volume of The Trident of Witchcraft. Whatever. We'll go through this first. So, yeah, I mean, it's well put together. All of these are pretty much the same concepts. They're just from different points of view. Like this one's dedicated to the Crown Prince of the Sabbath. They're just dedicated to different deities, demons, whatever you want to call them, spirits. This one covers Dragon Gate of the Witch Flame, the Devil's Grimoire, all this kind of stuff. Book 2 included in here is the Devil's Harvest. Book 3 is the Book of the Stellar Witch Flame Goddess. It's got pretty edgy artwork in here, same as the last one, but it'll do. Like this. But yeah, most of these, if you like one, you'll probably like the others. It's just, I like this. This is a nice rendering. So here we have the Red King. So in paper, just basic. I believe the others are too. They're just kind of like, yeah, cardboard. Or not cardboard, just a nice paper board, but it's just flat. 2nd volume of The Trident of Witchcraft. This one is the 1st book of Lucifer, the Book of the Stellar Lore, the Book of the Inner Keys of Knowledge, the Book of Keys to the Gateways of the Soul, the Book of the Depths, and the Book of Keys to the Temple of the Gods. So this is mostly about Lucifer. And then we have, well, let me see if I can find something in here to pull out. So this is a lot of it. It's kind of like poetry and stuff like that that's included in between the descriptions of things. So they have different illustrations to illustrate the signs and symbols relating to the thing, and they have poetry for the rituals, I suppose. Yeah. And then we have the Scorpion God. Here's the front. And here's the back. So the same in paper. Pretty heavy board here. And yeah, just kind of a poem in the beginning. That's interesting, connecting all the lines. But yeah, that's kind of an example of the edgy art, except for no not safe for work content here. This one is the Book of the Lord of Heights and Depths, the Book of Forbidden Wisdom, Book of Atlantean Fire, which sounds contradictory, but okay. The Book of the Lost Temples of the Black Flame, Book of the Dead, and the Book of the Final Judgment of the Soul. And this one is dedicated to Belial. This is the third volume of the Trident of Witchcraft. So I believe it goes... Calm down. This should be the first one, the Queen of Hell. But I don't think he knew it was going to be 3 when they first made this. So it should just be 1, 2, 3. Good on. Calm down. Third volume of The Way of the Sacrifice. First book of Devil's Witchcraft. I don't know. The order is kind of confusing. I'll figure it out later. So there we go. The cloth is well made on these. Or well done on these. I don't mind it. Yeah, so that should be all of the books for today. Let me go grab the books that I made. Oh, here's what it looks midway through the process. I was considering live streaming the bookmaking process. So you put these on I crafted a sewing frame, and you attach like the strings. You wrap it around the sewing frame, and you have to sew in and out of the pages to get them to stay to these thicker threads. But this is the first actually like printed book that I've done, and then I have these others. So there's a major difference between the ones that I've made, from first being this one, where I just kind of like halfway sewed on the ends. I didn't know what I was doing at all here. I liked the cover. This one I made for my brother. He wanted that color of cover. Again, I didn't really do the in-bands the correct way, so this one's actually inside the book where it's supposed to be on top of the pages. Same with this one. I started doing it more correctly, but not really. I think this is the first one that I did mostly correctly. I think this one's done right, the other side is not. Yeah, it's all into the book. This is the first one that I did 100% correctly. So sewing one color, the second color. Yeah, I like this one. It looks like it belongs in an old library, but yeah, it's just blank pages. Here's the end papers that I chose. You can see how it's sewn. Yeah, I liked this because it has this nice tactile paper. I don't know if this comes on camera very well, but it has, like, you can feel the paper. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Where is the center of these pages? Okay, here we go. And so you can see inside the book where I had sewn it This purple one was the last one that I made. This cover didn't work with me very well. So, I mean, it's the same style, but, like, this didn't glue the right way, and so I have, like, excess glue. I made this for a friend. Most of these were made for friends. Nice end paper, but this is what it looks like when you make it yourself, too. Like, you can, like, the glue raised cloth over the end paper. And then this one should have, oh, this one's the latest one, so the kind of almost mastered this headband, that's what it's called. And let's see here, where is the middle of one of the sections? I think it is here. Yeah, here we go. So you can see it sewn here. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys. If anybody's interested in actually seeing the bookmaking process, this is the mess that I have. I've got paints, I've got tape, I have things to clamp, I have a ruler. This is to spread out the glue. I have a couple of different types of glue. I have all these different colors of thread for the pages. Yeah, got these are for the headbands and for to make these. So these are made in two different ways. I've got gold foil that I'm messing with here. It's an extensive process. Got my printer, and yeah, it's been fun learning how to bookbind. But anyway, so I'll leave it off on that note. So whatever time it is where you are, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Cheers.